Welcome to Scorched Earth. This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the month of March. If you don't know what your Moon or Ascendant signs are, have a look in the description box below. There's a link down there that will help you find your full natal chart, and then you should come back and watch the videos for your Moon and Ascendant signs, because they can give you a better idea of what's going on with you overall than you would just get from your sun sign. So huge thanks to my subscribers, those who continue to subscribe, and the new ones, welcome. I hope you find something here for you. Thanks also for the people who've liked the videos, commented, shared, sent me messages, sent me donations. Oh my god, thank you so much. You keep the lights on and all that. What else do I have to tell you? I started doing extendeds this month over on Vimeo, but at the moment I'm currently only doing them for the signs that I feel like need them, rather than just rolling out some for the sake of it. And so far that has only been Taurus and Virgo. If I feel like you need one at the end of this, then I'll do it. And there'll be a link down in the description, but I don't want to prejudge it, since the other signs that I've done, other than Taurus and Virgo, didn't really need an extended this month. So I don't think I have anything else to say, other than I'm quite interested to see what comes up for you, because your energy has been coming up in every single sign's reading so far. And whether that's just an energy that the other signs are kind of leaning on you for, or whether you are generally just tarting around so many other signs, I don't know. But fuck, let's have a look anyway. So I think that'll do. Right, can I have 3 cards for Sagittarius for April, please? This one is the Page of Cups. It's nice. And we've got 6 of Pentacles. Nice. That's very much, it's coming up in tandem with your energy a lot. 6 of Pentacles balancing out and stuff. And let's see what is coming towards Sagittarius for the month of April. Oh, 2 cards. Ooh, I like it. Judgment and the Magician. 2 major arcana. So April's going to be quite an important month. At the bottom of the deck, we've got 10 of Cups. That's lovely. Followed by the Queen of Wands and the 2 of Cups and the King of Wands. Sagittarius. That's a pair. That's a very emotionally fulfilling relationship right there, right? With a fellow fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The 2 of Cups is a partnership, and 10 of Cups is great emotional fulfillment. Now, that doesn't have to be romantic. That could be, platonic. Take it as it resonates to you. Let's give these a shuffle, and we'll get some clarifiers and see what's going on here. So I've just cut the deck and the 10 of Cups is there as well. Quite excited to see what April's got in store for you with the double major arcana. Right. Nice Page of Cups here for Sagittarius, please. There you are, Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Page of Cups here for Sagittarius, please? The Moon. How intriguing. There's 2 major arcana there to clarify the Page of Cups. Why is there 6 of Pentacles here for Sagittarius, please? There's lots lots of flippers here. I'm just going to go through them because I feel like they're probably relevant. We've got the Five of Swords there, the Ace of Cups, the World, Five of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and the Four of Swords. This is really interesting. I think you've been going through a bit of a process here, Sagittarius, and letting some stuff go, which is really healthy. I really like to see that. So, why is the Six of Pentacles here, please? Oh. Judgment card again. It's a card of Scorpio. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? The card that's dropped down here is the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles has just popped out here as well. Really loving that combination. Right, and on to the biggie. Actually, to be honest, this whole reading feels quite big, I've got to say, with these majors underlying the minor arcana. Why is the Judgment card here and the Magician card for Sagittarius? Well, shit. A triumphant exit from the deck, Sagittarius. Love it. Oh, I've got the Queen of Wands here as well. She's just flipped though. She's not actually jumped out, so I'm going to put her back in the deck. But that's the second time we've seen the Queen of Wands. Now, whether that's you or whether that's another fire sign, there certainly seems to be a sense of you and another fire sign kind of working together. Judgment and the Magician, please. Oh, the Empress. Nice. Do I want one more? Because you've got two cards there. Maybe. There's a lot of majors there. Fucking hell. Judgment and Magician. We'll see if another one comes out. Five of Swords in reverse. At the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Pentacles. You're all about the new things. And the Eight of Cups underneath, right? You're leaving some stuff behind and starting some new stuff. I like it. Right. Sorry about the clip of me today. Like, I just didn't really feel like putting anything other than my trackies on, so. First card you've got is the Page of Cups. Now, this is in your recent past, touching on your present. And like, this is often small messages of love, right? So for me, it comes to mean an apology, but I'm not getting that today. Not with the cards that have flipped, not with the cards that have come out. Like, this was one of the cards that had flipped in the deck before. For me, it feels a little bit more. Forgiveness is the word that I'm hearing now, actually. It seems like you've been undertaking a bit of a voyage of self-discovery. And in doing so, you've been learning a lot about not just yourself, but kind of like the circumstances that you found yourself in the last few months. Because there was a period at the beginning of the year, well, it's sort of towards the end of last year and the turn of the year, where you were dealing with some fairly difficult energy. There was I remember there being quite a feeling of being trapped, which is not pleasant for a Sagittarian, you know, and this disparity between what was going on inside and what your circumstances were inside. And it feels like you've made tremendous leaps, actually, altogether. But what you've been indulging in recently, and it's not indulging, it's working through, is some old stuff, old patterns of behaviour, yes. But looking at other people's behaviour and the things that other people have done that have wounded you, there seems to be some small steps in forgiveness, but also in forgiving yourself, because you seem to be carrying around quite a lot of stuff with you that wasn't necessarily of your creation, you know, taking responsibility for things that probably weren't your issue, right? Because we've got we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon here, right? And the wheel definitely moved for you. Like, I feel like as a collective, Sagittarians are in a better place right now than they were 4 months ago, without question. And part of it is because of the inner work that you've done, right? When you align your energy with where it's supposed to be, when you liberate yourself, and notice I'm using these verbs of freedom and movement and breaking out of stuff. When you liberate yourself from that, you start to become more authentic, right? Now, you are the third sign that I've used that particular word to describe. The other two being Leo and Aquarius. Right? It's a real sense of authenticity coming through because of the release of things that don't serve you anymore, because of the release of things that were never your fucking deal in the first place, you know, because of other people's behaviour that you had taken responsibility for, even though it wasn't really your place to do it. You still took it on anyway, and it left you feeling really stuck, really trapped. Now, when the Wheel of Fortune turns up for me, like, I would say, yes, it indicates an improvement in fortunes and stuff like that. But that's kind of only really the surface level of what's going on. Because, like I said, it's about the alignment of energy. When you align your energy, naturally you pull things into you that are resonating at the same frequency as you are, you know. So you align, you raise your vibration, and the frequency that you send out attracts like to you. We've got this King and Queen of Wands pairing here in the shadow cards, you know, with emotional fulfillment and such as well. But I always think it's really interesting that in this card here, the 4 fixed signs, which are Leo, Aquarius, Taurus and Scorpio, they're all reading books, right? They're gaining knowledge, they're gaining wisdom, and it's a 10, which is, in the minor arcana, it's the end of a cycle. But for me, it feels like a kind of a checkpoint, a lesson that has been learned and that has been passed. It's part of a wider cycle, which is the entire major arcana. But it's a really positive point to stop at. And it's your card as well. You know, it's Sagittarius, even though it's got the 4 fixed signs on it. So all of this work that you've been doing on yourself, all of this self-discovery that you've been doing, has allowed you to see things more clearly, right? And in doing so, this is forgiveness for yourself, for other people, for situations. Yeah? It's really, really positive. Well done. It's a big deal. It's actually a major deal, right? So then we come to the present, and you are feeling much more balanced than you have at any point. And you know, Libra is preoccupied with balance, absolutely. But you come next in terms of signs that are obsessed with balance, you know. And this is a card of Taurus, strictly, because it's an earth, you know, it's Pentacles, it's earth. But it's just free, you know. Like, I'm looking at this, and there are 3 crows depicted on the card. There are 2 at the bottom who are kind of tearing into a fish, and then there's one great big one with its wings outstretched, sort of majestic as fuck, with these scales holding the other fish. And I feel like that's you, right? This isn't just balance, this is liberation, right? Like that feels, this is spreading your wings in a way that you haven't felt able to do in a very, very long time. And the sense of excitement that it's bringing is almost powerful. I can kind of feel it. Like, you're starting to feel excited about life again. And rightly so, because look at these 3 cards that we've got underneath here. Right. We've got Judgment, which is the card of Scorpio. We've got the Ace of Wands, which is your ace. And then we've got the 8 of Pentacles. And this is a really beautiful combination, right? If we start with the Ace of Wands, being the ace of the fire suit, it contains the infinite potentiality of that suit, right? So we're talking creativity, we're talking passion, we're talking sparky excitement, we're talking about things that really make your blood run hot. And maybe that is a new relationship, you know. My friend calls it the dick card, and for good reason, you know. It is It's a passionate card. It's not the only ace that you've got on the table either, because we've got the Ace of Pentacles here. And that's a solid new start, a tangible new start in the 3D. You know, that is something that you can see. And if that's a new relationship, then these two aces are excellent. We've seen the Ace of Cups as well, because that flipped while I was shuffling. We get another clarifying deck. Yeah, we're going to go with the John Bauer, because their Temperance sat on the top of it. But the Eight of Pentacles is here because this is something that you really want to work out, you know, what it is. And if this is a relationship, then that's a thing. But it doesn't have to be. It can be anything that is actually just getting you excited at the moment. And that can be a hobby, if you are sufficiently excited about it. It could be a new idea for a business. That's possible. It's just a new outlet filled with potential, right? A new outlet for your passion, a new outlet for your creativity. And it's something that you want to work at. You really, really want to put the work into it, which is interesting because you're the amblers of the deck, the Sagittarians. You don't. Sometimes you can be a little bit flighty. I'm just saying, right? You can. I've got Sagittarius in my chart as well. I can relate. But this doesn't feel flighty at all. This feels like you, and I'm going to come to the Judgment card in a second. It feels like you really finding an internal balance that is reflected with your outside, you know, circumstances, your external circumstances, and something that you are prepared to put a lot of work into because you're getting this sense of fulfillment from it. I just want to get another card for the Judgment. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. It's another card of balance. That Judgment. Okay. So it's definitely, for some of you, it's a relationship, no question, because we've got the Two of Pentacles and we've got the Knight of Cups, right? And the Knight of Cups is about love offers, right? Interestingly, it's a step up from the Page, and where the Page I felt was like forgiveness and you know, being gentle with yourself. The Knight of Cups feels like it's moving towards someone else, right? It's taking that energy that you've, you know, in the recent past started to demonstrate to yourself, the forgiveness that you started to give to other people, and it's kind of moving forwards. Escalating slightly, perhaps. But the Judgment card, it has all sorts of meanings. It could be a Scorpio that you're dealing with. That's absolutely possible. And sometimes it talks about going back into the past, right? Resurrecting old situations that you thought that were over and done with, right? But I don't get that from this today. This isn't what this is about. This is about making a real judgment call about your life and how it will proceed hereafter, right? I think the lessons that you've learned recently and the stuff that you've learned about yourself, and I'm hearing that over and over again, self-discovery, you know, there's been an element of looking back, but with a certain level of compassionate detachment, and that's really important. That's what you have to practice, because when we look back and we remember things as if we were there, you know, as if we were experiencing that thing again, then all it really does is entrench the hurt. It entrenches those feelings of, you know, whatever they may be, and you have to take it as it resonates to you. But they could be, you know, heartbreak. You could be feeling, you know, done down, used, not appreciated, not valued in the way that you should be, restricted, you know, whatever the circumstances are, right? Compassionate detachment is what you are looking back on. You have been looking back on these situations with, and you've kind of come away with quite a bit of wisdom about it. But in doing so, it's allowed you to make a really firm decision about how your life is going to look here on out, right? you've got this balance and this feeling of liberation, this feeling of freedom, but there's something has come in for you that not only has really captured your attention, but has got the potential to be something really, really incredible, right? And not only are you making moves towards that, but you're prepared to commit to it long term and put in whatever work is necessary. Oh, I love it. So then we come to what's coming towards you in April, and we've got the Judgment card again and the Magician, and this is fantastic because if we again skip the Judgment card for a second and go straight to the Magician is the alchemist, right? He's one of, I think, one of the most powerful cards in the deck, and he is all about manifesting, right? He knows exactly the right ratio of elements to combine, with intent to bring forwards that which he envisages in his mind into the 3D, right? It is conscious co-creation, right, of your existence. And this is kind of like a step beyond where we are here. I mean, all of these cards together can sort of indicate where you're going with this, right? But this is all in one card right here, right? It has all the elements on the sign, but the crow is holding the wand. It's got it in its feet. And there's a sense of you really firing up with your element and feeling creative and feeling like you can actually do whatever the fuck you want, within reason, obviously. But it's power, right? You are feeling empowered in April in a way that has been building for a little while, but you weren't at. It's coming in really, really strong in April. Maybe you're riding on the coattails of the Aries energy at the moment, and fuck, that's exactly what it's for. The Aries are the trailblazers, right? They go off. They carve a path for the rest of us. But the Leos and the Sagittarians can absolutely pick up that energy and run with it too. And that's what you're going to do. And we've got this Judgment card here again. It's funny because the Judgment card is almost the last card in the major arcana. It's numbered 20 and there are 21 cards. And the Magician is almost the first card in the deck because it's numbered 1, but it starts with the Fool. Yeah? And it's almost like, well, I did see the World card. It flipped in the shuffle. So there's some things ended, definitely. But it's almost like whatever this is, although you've got these aces and this kind of newness about it, it's not something that is fresh now coming towards you. Like, this is something that's kind of skirted on your periphery for a while because you haven't needed to end a cycle and then, with the World card and then begin, a new one with the Fool going into uncharted territory, right? You're not in uncharted territory. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Tell me about the Judgment card, please. 9 of Cups. What's the 9 and the 10 of Cups we've got now? Sagittarius. Cards that have flipped. King of Pentacles, so you're pretty much on top of getting on. Oh, there's the Fool right there. You're getting on top of your material circumstances, and we've got the Ace of Wands again, right? Yeah, there's renewed passion in you. I'm not going to say new because Sagittarians are passionate as fuck, right? So much fiery drive in them, just like all of the fire signs. You're just like all the time, right? This is a renewal of your passion, right? You have found something or someone that has sparked you off again in a way that you haven't been for a long time. And it's beautiful. Let me just see if I can get one more card for Judgment. Well, okay. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Wands again. This is either you or this is this other fire sign, right? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But in pulling for the Judgment card, we've got the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords, right? The Nine of Pentacles is the wish fulfillment card, like that's what they call it here, tarot readers. But for me, I'll fucking go on this whole spiel again, right? It always baffled me that the Nine of Cups was the wish fulfillment card, right? Because the minor arcana runs from, you know, the Ace to the 10. So why isn't wish fulfillment a 10? Because what's fucking better than wish fulfillment? Like nothing. Like it's literally all your wishes. Until I considered the possibility of the fact that actually in the nines, it is generally, the card only depicts one person, right? There's one person usually looking pretty fucking pleased with themselves, right? Whereas in the 10, there are usually multiple people, right? So the nines then come to talk to me about your ability to deal individually with whatever that element is, right? So with the Nine of Cups, we've got the ability to make yourself happy, right? And the Nine of Cups is about knowing exactly what you want, right? It's not about setting the parameters of things that you don't want. It's getting really fucking clear about what you do want. And for the Magician energy to work, that's the space that you need to be in, not I don't want these things. Because when you don't want these things, what you do is focus on those things, and that's what the universe hears, right? So this is you really getting clear about what you do want. And when you get to the 10, it's about sharing it with someone else, right? Somebody else who is also in a fucking Nine of Cups, you know, frame of mind, a Nine of Cups vibration, and the two of you are coming together to be fucking awesome. Yeah? No codependence, no issues anywhere, right? Because you are whole, complete people all by yourselves. Well, it doesn't have to be a relationship. This could just be your ability to make other people, to be a light to other people, right? If this is not a relationship situation, but something else, then that's the energy that you kick out, and people will be drawn to that, you know, want to share in that with you. And then we've got the Ten of Pentacles, and we've got the Ace of Swords, right? The Ace of Swords is the truth. It's the absolute truth of the matter, right? And the Ten of Pentacles is complete material fulfillment. Like it's sometimes the inheritance card, something like that, but it's about heritage and legacy. It's about that snapshot in time where those two meet together, I feel. You know, in this card we've got a ton of people in the back, but in the foreground we've got, you know, a really super old looking gnomey person and a super young little baby person, so a bit gnomey, right? It's about commitment. It's about family ties. It's about family bonds. But if it's not about family bonds and stuff like that, it's about being truly committed to something, and you are here. You're all about that. You're ready to commit to that, whether that is a new way of living your life, whether that is a person, whether that is, you know, a fucking business idea that you've got, or, you know, a new creative passion that you've discovered that you're gonna fucking run with forever, you know, because it makes you so happy. The truth of the matter, the judgment that you have made about this situation is that you are fucking, everything about this is what you've always wanted, right? And in April, you've got the ability to be able to bring to you anything that you choose, you know, if you focus on it hard enough. You know? And then we've got these three cards here, right? Temperance, which is you, the Empress, and the Five of Swords. But the Five of Swords is in reverse, and this is really, really important, right? So first off, there's you, right? Obviously there's you. Because you have been all over every single fucking reading that I've done for ages, right? It's that balance, right? We've got cards that speak of balance everywhere. But this is one of the main ones in the major arcana, right? This is a big deal. This is, you know, there's 2 cups here as well. It's pouring from one into the other, right? There's no sense that either of these cups are going to be depleted. You are able to achieve proper balance and healing, you know, because we saw from the Page of Cups, there's been a lot of stuff for you to think about. There's been a lot of stuff for you to mull over, you know, and some of that has probably been fairly challenging circumstances that you have found yourself in over your life, yes, but certainly towards the end of the year when you were really, really struggling. You know, you fucking nailed it now, you know, and there's a sense of elevation about your energy now, elevation and authenticity, because you are now being who you actually are, rather than who you felt you couldn't be in previous months, you know, in any previous circumstance, whatever it was. You know, this angel, and it is an angel, and my God, Sagittarian people, right? I'm just going to say this to you now because I've said it in a couple of other readings, I think like last month, right? My daughter's a Sagittarius, my best friend is a Sagittarius. I've met quite a few people now in my personal readings who are Sagittarians, and I tell you, you're not of this earth. Like, as a collective, you are just not of this earth. There is something of an incarnate angel about all of you, right? Almost like you find it quite difficult to fit your wings inside your meat suits that we're all walking around in. Like, this is more like what you look like. And the thing is, because you're this incarnate angel who is now balanced, who now understands themselves, who is now releasing themselves from whatever, you know, bondage they found themselves in, whatever restrictive situations they found themselves in, all of that kind of thing. You're acting like a beacon of light for the other signs. The other signs really do need you at the moment, just as, you know, there's stuff going on with all of the signs at the moment, right? You're quite important transitional energy. There's elevations of sorts going on to one degree or another in all of the signs. An ascension with a couple of them. But you're acting as this beacon, and you probably have no idea of the level of healing that you are sending out to the world at exactly the time where it's most needed, you know. And this is, so it's like anybody who kind of wanders into your AOE gets immediately just kind of like healed and powered up, you know. Sorry, I'm just making gaming references. I just really, AOE is area of effect, right? So as people are wandering into your area of effect, you know, and some of you have got quite big areas of effect and you affect a lot of people. You just pull them up, you heal them just with your energy, right? That's a gift. It is an absolute gift. And the signs are all needing that at the moment, right? So there's you being all angelic and shit. And then there's the Empress, right? This is a really powerful card as well, right? Because she talks about fertility and abundance, yes, right? I'm not suggesting any of you are going to get pregnant unless you are actively trying, in which case April may be your month. But it's about birthing new things into the world. It's birthing new ways of doing things into the world, right? You've got your aces, you've got your magician, you know, you've got something, Sagittarius, that needs to come out of you and into the world. And April is the time that you're going to do it, right? It could be a Taurus, possible, right, that you're doing this with, but it doesn't have to be, because I feel like this is your energy, right? These 2 cards here together, like this, it's just like you bringing beautiful new shit into the world. And even if it's not, even if it isn't a new project or a new relationship or something like that, it's just a new way of you being in the world. And because you're so fucking powerful at the moment anyway, with this healing ability that you've got, maybe just, you know, magnifying that is the new thing that you're bringing in. That's entirely possible. And then we come to this last card here, right, which flipped in the shuffle. I didn't take it, but it's come out in reverse. Now, The Five of Swords is a pretty grim card, actually. Like all of the fives, it talks about instability, right? If the fours are about foundation and security and stability, the fives are kind of like the grenade that comes in and blows that up, right? It does it for a purpose. It's not doing it just to, just for fuckery. It does it to make you move, right? Because if you spend too long in full energy of any description, you become complacent and you don't grow, right? And you need to grow. You always need to grow. So whilst the fives are unpleasant, they're actually performing a really important task, and that is to make you move, make you feel uncomfortable enough that you make some sort of shift away from whatever it is that's hurting you. Because humans are very pain avoidant. We don't like it. And generally speaking, most humans will only move, whether it's emotionally or spiritually or, sometimes physically, if where they're staying is hurting them, right? It's a balance. Is it going to hurt me less if I move over there? Yes, well, fucking do that then, right? Not always the case, but generally, right? That's the five's energy. It's like pain in general. Like, pain serves a function. Like, no, we hate to think of people suffering, and we don't like it when people are hurting. But I read this book, a series of books actually. It's the Thomas Covenant, is that it? By Stephen Donaldson, right? The Thomas Covenant Chronicles, I think it was called. The book literally starts off, and it's a guy who's a leper, right? And I learned more about leprosy in the first fucking 5 pages of that book than I'd ever known before, right? Because I thought that just bits of you just rotted off, and then that was it. Like, that was my understanding of leprosy. But it's not like that. It's what leprosy does is it actually affects your nerve endings so that you do not experience pain anymore. And when you don't experience pain, you are not aware of those ways in which you are injured, right? So you can, like, catch your leg on a table and you won't notice because it doesn't hurt. And, you've got a little open wound there and bacteria gets in. This is the thing. And then before you know it, right, when you check your leg, it's fucking gangrenous and shit, and it's got to come off, right? That's how it works. And the chap in the book was always having to do like a visual inspection of himself, like every fucking 30 seconds or something, just to check that he wasn't, injured in some way where bacteria could get in. Why the fuck am I telling you about this? Pain, right? Without pain, he couldn't see where he was injured. So he had to rely on other ways of doing it. It wasn't really foolproof. Pain is the thing that makes you realize that something is wrong, right? It serves a function. There's been pain for you in some of your communications with your nearest and dearests, I think, right? Because swords are words and thoughts are communication and stuff like that. So it could be thought patterns, but I don't feel like it is. I feel like this is exterior to you. This is external to you. This is people that you have been dealing with. And they're close to you, otherwise you wouldn't let it bother you, right? It often indicates to me a breakdown in communication. That's the thing. Somebody just kicking off down the street down there. But it can also indicate someone who will say anything to win the argument, right? This is not somebody who's interested in actually solving an issue. This is somebody who's defending themselves and projecting so fucking hard that they just look for ways to wound you when you try and talk to them about something that's upsetting you, right? It's unstable because it's kind of pushing you to realize that dealing with this person is actually wounding you, right? And I feel like it's interesting that it's come out as the last card because I feel like it's had stuff to do over here in your past, right? When you flip it upside down, as it has come out for you in that way, right, that is a tremendously stabilizing effect on an unstable energy, right? This is coming out of situations where where you can't converse for whatever reason. Maybe you're blocked, or maybe you try and bring something up with someone and they're just fucking savage you. They just cut you down immediately. They're not actually listening to it, right? They're looking for things to jump on you with, right? You're coming away from that. Maybe this King of Wands, Queen of Wands combination, whoever this other fire sign is, you don't have that with them, right? This is stabilizing. You can speak to them about anything and they will hear you, which is different to what you've been experiencing before by fucking miles, I would say, actually. There's no sense of anyone needing to win or to lose in this argument. I don't even think it's escalating to the point of argument, actually. It's just a conversation. And that's new for you, Sagittarius. You're not accustomed to it. Tell me about this Five of Swords. It doesn't have anything else to say, but just try one more time. If this isn't a new person that you've met, I feel like this Five of Swords is possibly your... We've got the fucking Page of Cups again. Yeah, see, that's really interesting, because the Page of Cups was your first card. You remember I literally just said that I thought that this was stuff that you had been dealing with before. Like, here it is. This is some of the stuff that you've been addressing, but it was this way around when you were addressing it back here in your past. This nasty verbal communication that you've been having with someone, where you've been trying really hard to make them understand something and they are just fucking stabbing you over and over with swords, right? That is done. And more than that, you've forgiven them for it. You've just removed yourself from the situation, right? And started trusting your intuition more about what it is that you should do. Yeah, like, wow. Fuck. This is absolutely mental. Look at this. So you've got the High Priestess, which talks about your intuition, trusting your own intuition. I think that you're doing that more. We've got the Moon directly underneath that, which talks about the internal space, doing that work. Then we've got the Empress. Again, number 3, right? Bringing new things into the world, new ways of doing things, new ways of expressing yourself, even. Feeling actually able to express yourself in a way that you weren't before. And then directly underneath that, we've got the Magician. Again, right? April's going to be a really powerful month for you. You are going to feel empowered in a way that you have not felt probably ever, I would say. And it's because you're absolutely in charge of whatever it is that you're doing. And if you are getting together with another fire sign, like, they match you, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. There's so much balance here, right? I would take it as it resonates to you, but we've got a King and Queen of Wands there. We've got a 2 of Cups there. We've got a 10 of Cups there, right? You're on a level, and that's cool. If it's not another person that you've got together with, then you are just free, Sagittarius, free to do what is best for you. And that's beautiful. I love it. I don't think you need an extended. I think this is a really beautiful reading, and I'm quite happy to leave it where it is, because if it resonates with you, you're going to fucking know by now. And I don't really have anything else to add, other than I think that April will be an exquisite month for you, and enjoy it. All right, you take care.